My dude Crime, that's my. He came out my cell and pounded the door, going to lock you up for murder. They give you 14 days in the cell with the mouthpiece shut. They open it, give you your food, and close it back. But you stay in there 14 days. It was talking about you need to reflect on what you did, like whatever. But my dude came, he pounded my door. He's like, yo, keep your mouth shut. They ain't got nothing on you. You know what I mean? And that was from him watching. I'm just saying how sharp niggas be with the law. Like, that was him watching the news on TV.
So you say you got acquitted. Like, what were you facing though?
Life. Yeah, life.
What made you take it to trial?
The government wanted me. That's how much of a juvenile delinquent, how much of a household name I was in the U.S. Virgin Islands, in St. Thomas. They wanted my head. The system, they just couldn't catch us. 30 is gonna be this year. November gonna make 33 years. My dad is gone.
Is it November 15th?
Yeah, November 15th. I mean, I'll never forget on a Thursday. But I'm just saying, like, I still think about my dad every day. You know what I mean? And my two brothers. You know what I mean?
So man, bro, like transitioning. So you went to a youth camp. Around what time would you say that you really started like getting out there like full-fledged? Like, I don't know if you was hustling, you was playing with guns, you was robbing people.
15, 16.
Like, take us back to that time, bro.
15, 16, I started really like getting involved. I started, you know, getting my hands on pistols. Sometimes, you know, like I said, I lived in the hills, so sometimes the homies would give me pistols. You know, you live in the hills, hold that down. You know what I mean? And then I lined back with my brothers. I used to see two of them in my dad's car when they was kids. One of them passed away. One of them locked up, free my little brother, Jabari. I seen one named Jakeem. You see him? I see him like once my dad brought him, and I seen him, and it was weird because he was like light skinned, he was red. You know, I didn't know that people could have other kids and they'd be a different tone, texture. So I was like, when I seen him, I was like, you know, I was like, that's not my brother. He's like, yeah, that's your brother. But because he was clear, you know, I'm black, I'm dark, you know what I mean? So we aligned it after I seen him at the funeral, and like 4 or 5 years after, we linked back up. I went to this program, I'll never forget, rest in peace, my brother Keela. I seen him out there, and I came to him, and he looked like, remember I told you he was a baby when I used to see him, but he got the genes, I could see it in his face. I came, I was like, your dad died? He's like, yeah. I say, your dad named Jaquila? He like, yeah. I was like, your name Jaquila? He like, yeah. I'm like, yo, I'm your brother. And from there, we locked up. It was an after-school program we used to go to, you know what I mean, for kids who was kind of messing up in school, you know what I mean? Because like I tell you, I was going left, I wasn't going right. And we locked up, man, and we made amends to each other. When me and him, we got other brothers with me and him because we was real tight. We made amends to each other, like, yo, we gonna tear shit up. You know what I mean? And, you know, we started running the streets. We started running the streets like we crazy. So, like 15, 16. We had a hood named Savan and Simmons Alley. I used to hang in that hood too, because my dad used to be there. And it's crazy because we step in places our dad used to be. So, like, as you step there, you get into stories. Or other niggas in the hood who's big, there's like, yo, don't fuck with them. Them is Jaquila's sons. Like, and then we was cutting up. You know what I mean? So, 15, 16, 17, 18, I got my first shot. I got shot in my leg, got in a big shootout. It was a neighborhood shit. We came over the hill, we was sticking up some niggas, and I got shot. It was some, I didn't go too much detail, but I got shot, you know what I mean? And take what you call it, when I was 19, I got charged with first-degree murder. You know what I mean? And I was acquitted for the situation. Eventually sat down for like 2 years. You know what I mean? Got to educate myself some, you know what I mean? Because my mom was always high in education, and my stepdad. So when I did time, I didn't let time do me. You know what I mean? Yeah, I flipped the time. You know, I work out, I read, you know what I mean? You could tell my physique, you know what I mean? I work out. That's why I do a lot of calisthenics, you know what I mean? You know, being formed as being a, you know, your body's a temple. You know what I mean? So you gotta respect it, you know what I mean? So it's like, there's a lot of discipline too. You know, we just wasn't out there just wild, and we had some discipline. You know what I mean? We just wasn't all that, but you know, the people know that at one point we had the island in a chokehold. We was sticking, robbing, shooting anybody. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, at one point in the islands, you know what I mean, we was, you know what I mean, me and my brother. May he rest in peace. You know what I mean? So all this, you know, as we lead up as being a bodyguard, that shit came from home. I was toting pistols from 15, 16 years old. I know how to use them. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Like trial and error and experience, like
yeah, shootouts, yeah. And then some of the blocks, like a lot of blocks, they had pistols too, but they had like 22s and 32s. Nah, we had 4.5s and 40s. You know what I mean? The 9mm. So we had bigger pistols than, you know, our opponents. So it was crazy, but like I said, the big homies used to take care of us. You know what I mean? My first gun I had was a 38 Special. And my boy, my dad friend, rest in peace, Cedric, he gave it to me. You know what I mean? To protect myself. I had to go in the neighborhood where I don't f with niggas with, and he gave me, I told him, I love basketball. You know what I mean? That was my passion too, basketball, but the streets got me caught up. And, you know, yo, we was toting pistols from home, man. And we come up and just like, yes, I got acquitted, I came out, I got humbled, but when you in the streets, you're in the streets. You know what I mean? I couldn't like, all right, I'm gonna be a preacher man and go church and nah, somebody I did something to gonna try to fuck me up. You know what I mean? So it's like you gotta keep going. You know what I mean? I'm there. You know what I mean? And then
hold on, I don't want to cut you off too much, but you made two key statements. You said you were 18, or 17 or 18 when you got shot.
18.
And then at 19, you were charged for first degree murder.
Yes.
Like.
And what's crazy about it, not to cut you off, I got locked up 2001, November 15th.
The day your father passed away.
So I was like, what the fuck does this mean? You know what I mean?
2000. You said 2001?
2001.
So 11 years later.
Yeah.
What's the odds of that?
Man, I was in there tripping. I was like, wow, what does this mean? And am I like dead too? Like him? Like, you know what I mean? It was on the day he died. I'll never forget it. I was like, you know what I mean? But I still had to hold the faith though. Remain steadfast, you know what I mean? Like I say, work out, read. You got the jailhouse lawyers, you know what I mean? People read your case or hear your case on TV. I never forgot. My dude, Crime, that's my nigga. He came out my cell and pounded the door, going to lock you up for murder. They give you 14 days in a cell with the mouthpiece shut. They open it, give you your food, and close it back. But you stay in there 14 days. It was talking about you need to reflect on what you did, like whatever. But my dude came, he pounded my door. He's like, yo, keep your mouth shut. They don't got nothing on you. You know what I mean? And that was from him watching. I'm just saying how sharp niggas be with the law. Like that was him watching the news on TV.
So you say you got acquitted. Like, what were you facing though?
Life. Yeah, life.
What made you take it to trial?
The government wanted me. That's how much of a juvenile delinquent, how much of a household name I was in the U.S. Virgin Islands, in St. Thomas. They wanted my head. The system, they just couldn't catch us. You know what I mean? They couldn't, they run up on us, yo, we run, we drive, get away, like, bro, we was relentless, you know what I mean? And this is every day. It's like tomorrow we gonna lay low, we just got in a shootout. Nah, we out with new pistols. We gonna put on them pistols, get some new pistols, yo, call a homie or two. Yo, like I'm just saying, like, not bragging about it, but I'm just expressing to you the life that I used to live. You know what I mean? So yo, broad daylight, get it right. We was on that Mob Deep shit. We was playing that. You know what I mean? That Noriega, New York, get blood money. We running the islands, cash money. BG, playing it raw. Juvenile, I ain't down with no pussy ass nigga, dog. We playing this shit in the islands. And we sliding. You know what I mean? So it's like, not bragging on it, but just giving clarity and understand to the ones that don't know me, that see me, you know, in the feel of a bodyguard. They understand where I came from. You know what I mean?
Man, at that point in your life, did you ever deal with fear? Like fear that somebody would take you out, or fear that, you know, you would be locked up forever?
At one point I had doubts, but at the same time, when the system gets you, they take you to trial. And They was dragging me for 2 years. I know they ain't had no. Afterwards you see discovery, but in that, like, nah, it wasn't too much fair. Like, I didn't give a fuck, and it got bad to the point. You know what I mean? Like, God, that's when I had to kind of turn on and not giving a fuck, cause I got stabbed in my belly. I think this was before I went to jail. Yeah, I got stabbed in my belly.
This is after you got shot, though?
Yeah, I think I got shot first, and then I got stabbed. Well, I got stabbed and I got shot.
You got shot where? Where did you get shot?
I got shot in my leg. Well, it was crazy because I dodged like 15 bullets. And the shot hit me in my leg and it came out my ass.
And it was during the shootout?
Yeah, it was a fucking big-ass shootout. And they had me in the hospital for like 4 hours. It was like, it's impossible you got shot in the side of your leg and the bullet came out the top of my ass. It was like, it's impossible. You ain't break nothing. So they was tripping. They had me in there, but it was all a blessing though. And then how I know it was 15 shots, I had a revolver, so they couldn't find no shell casing for me. But they came back, they was like, they found 15 shell casings. So that's how I knew, dude clapped 15 shots at me. You know what I mean? But one caught me though. I was dodging them like, you know what I mean? But and then I got stabbed on a boat ride. It was a boat ride. I got stabbed. I got sucker stabbed from a nigga. It was just some bullshit. Somebody from the next one got stabbed by mistake because some niggas was trying to jump me because I whooped the nigga like a week before on the boat ride. A boat ride is like you go on a badge with speakers, nice girls, everybody from the hood, and they playing Calypso. That's the next island gen from my island, you know what I mean? And you go there, you party, sometimes have fights after the boat, shootings, killings, like any other club shit. You know what I mean? I got stabbed in my belly, 32 staples. I cut an artery. Yeah, I almost lost my life, you know what I mean? I almost died, but God pulled me through again. You know what I mean?
And you said, so after all of that, so you survived the shooting, survived the stabbing, then you get locked up for the first degree murder, and you beat that in trial.
We beat that trial. When I got acquitted, Fort Whit me and released immediately. I watched the system. They was mad as fuck. They was so like praying for me to get locked up. You know how a shift comes in for the other shift? The 7 to 3 and then the 3 to 12 comes in. They had 3 shifts upstairs in the jail when we came back up from court. And when we came up, there was like, everybody threw up their hand, and the dude, I never forget it, my dude Jevern, that's my boy, he always been my boy. Even though he's a correction officer, he still, was a real G. And he cut his neck. He like, yo, they won the case. And everybody like just dropped their head like in disbelief. They had 2 soldiers though, my boy Leto and Maurice. And they it was like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like out of the whole 3 shifts, 2 people. It was like, you know what I mean? So we got acquitted. I stayed up there. I could have caught a case in the system too, because I wasn't supposed forthwith means release immediately. I used to read in jail too, the Black's Law Dictionary. And they took me back upstairs, hold me in an extra night, and released me the next morning, which was some bullshit. Talking about it running for warrants. Like, nigga, I've been up here 2 years. What warrant are you talking about? Acquitted forthwith. That means release immediately. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, you know what I mean?
So you get back out, but you charged for killing somebody's, loved one, somebody's relative, sibling. I don't know if they had kids, anything like that. So I'm just imagining, although you got acquitted, somebody still hurting. Like, how was it going back to your area after that situation? Like, was people kind of gunning for you, or what was the situation?
I had a couple little attempts.